Greetings. It is I, Susie Q. Here is today's Tuesday. It's super fun. How do you remember when you were a kid and you were in school and the teacher says pop quiz? You're like, pop quiz? What is that? I'm not prepared. Okay, so that's what we're going to talk about today. Today is a life review with no physical ascension, and it's about pop quizzes. And this is the eighth or the ninth. Let's see, no, it's the ninth of this beautiful conversation with a life review with no physical ascension. So, what's showing up in your field, lighting up, turning on, and illuminating the goodness in your field, right? And how good does it feel? How good and amazing are you feeling right now, right? Sometimes we get pop quizzes. So, I think when I was a kid and I got pop quizzes, I think I did okay. I was like an average C. I could have gone deeper, but I was really active and very playful, and I was doing other things. Super fun. Okay, so a life review with no physical ascension means that when there's no ascension, it means that we can maybe clear up a few things in this lifetime and do a little bit of a review, see if we can clear some things out. There might be forgiveness practices, there might be other things that we can let go of. Let it go, let it go, let it go. Just let it go. Let that stuff go. Okay. Even if it was good, bad, or indifferent, just let that stuff go and just create a whole new, beautiful vortex of spaciousness for what you really want to do now. Happening now, happening now, happening now. I call it the Iman energy. It's the eternal moment of now. All right, so pop quizzes. I had a pop quiz today. And I was like going, God, I'm really keen to it. I really know what that's all about. And then I went down that rabbit trail. I just went down that trail and I was like going, whoa, what's happening? What's happening, people? All right. And so I had a dear friend, Kit Kat. She's a QHHT practitioner just like me. And so she just mentioned pop quiz. And so thank you, Kat, for doing that. So what we're going to do today is we're going to not deal with, but we're just going to let's play. Let's just be playful, because it was kind of like yucky, right? At that moment, I was like kind of contracted, right? Well, nobody wants that. We want to be expanded versus contracting, okay? So, what we're going to focus on today is when something comes up and it feels like, um, it feels like it's like a pop quiz, and you kind of know what's going to happen, and you know that you're going to get an A plus plus, right? Maybe a star or a smiley face, right? Is that we start noticing that we kind of get caught up in something again. And so even if we've like already released it, let it go, let it go, let it go, right? It's still kind of got some trigger points. So today was a pop quiz for the Juicy Q over here, right? It's not a big deal or anything. It just was like, I just noticed what I noticed. And then I'm like, okay. So when we look at pop quizzes, we look at opportunities with lessons or life purpose. And so with some of our lessons, some of us are like, I'm kind of feeling like I'm already done with that band of lessons, but there goes that pop quiz. I got a new pop quiz that was showing up this morning. And so that happens often. It's almost like if you're on a mountaintop and it's so far away, but you can hear the echo, 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 that energy is still resonating. And at some point, it may just kind of come right back at you, right? And nothing was really bad or awkward or creepy. It just was like uncomfortable a little bit for me. So, when we look at pop quizzes, it could be people, places, or things. And so it could be like, especially, relationships are kind of tricky, right? Because relationships start mirroring one another and showing us what we want or what we don't want, or what we want to experience or what we are ready to experience, right? So it's starting to mirror all of these things. So relationships, so the people that are close to you, that especially if you're in the same household or same area, you kind of get pop quizzes from those folks because those people are close to you, they know you, and sometimes that pop quiz comes in. And it might be the other person who didn't initiate the pop quiz, but maybe I received it as a pop quiz. So nobody is intentionally doing anything to create any disharmony in the field. It just is, I'm having another opportunity to look at something and examine with a relationship, right? And so when we're doing that or being that, right, is we have opportunities to kind of go, hmm, And then my friend Kat just sent me pop quiz on a text, and I went, okay, I got it. Okay, because that's what I preach is pop quizzes happen all the time. And even on a pop quiz, I would have to say we all do an A plus. A plus plus, smiley face and stars. We all, because we went through it, and then we go, okay, so what? So the pop quiz came up this morning that was kind of like, I don't know, it's just kind of edgy, or I was edgy. I don't think that person had any relationship with what was going on, right? But then you start noticing what you notice, noticing, and then you finally notice it and go, okay, it's about me, right? What part of me is seeing things in a different way, which is crazy. And so I think with a lot of us, we're kind of feeling that. We feel like we've already, shored up the opportunity to have a great communication or to have a better experience. And then pop quizzes come in. It goes pop quiz, pop quiz, pop quiz. But that right there is just that reminder of the juiciness of our divinity and the sovereignty of our divinity is that we're always having opportunities. Even though our lessons have maybe been met, we still get pop quizzes, right? Those pop quizzes come in, and then you just kind of let it like float by, right? Like let it float by. Like even in meditation, when we were doing it, people would they really couldn't focus because they had all these thoughts, and then they were getting all these impressions and everything, and it was like a ticker tape. It was like going over there, and then it's going this way and this way and this way, and they can't just be, right? And I think that part with that pop quiz is it's okay to just be. I don't know. It's just okay to just be. That may be challenging for people, but again, if you've already had some of these lessons and a pop quiz comes back, and then it's kind of like, uh-oh, what am I supposed to know now? What am I supposed to know now? And I think that's a big question on relationships is what am I supposed to know now? And how can I just get this thing? It's kind of like hot potatoes. Yeah. Like you don't want to grab the hot potato. You might want to just push it back to somebody, but you just want to be acknowledging that it was a pop quiz and that it's all okay. There's nothing really happened. Nothing really bad happened, right? So pop quizzes are like that. And sometimes when we go look at places, pop quizzes are interesting because let's just say that you're like, I'm gonna go to France or Italy or someplace or go someplace, and then all of a sudden you get triggered when you get to a certain location. Right. Okay. So for example, I'll give one for myself is when I'm going to tribal land, and I'm usually have somebody else driving me, and then I get teary-eyed at just looking at some of the landscape. And so that right there is kind of like it's almost like a pop quiz because I wasn't like but I was teary-eyed, right? So I was feeling kind of sentimental. But then sometimes when but then even when that I see those beautiful places or those beautiful rock formations or mountains, I get teary-eyed, and then like within maybe 5 minutes I'd be in a different ecosystem, which was very different. But sometimes people when they travel abroad or in different places, right, in spaces, places and spaces, right, is that we might have a pop quiz, possibly here is that it might have been from a past life or a future life. And so sometimes, and I know that maybe not everybody's into that, right, but I work with past, present, and future and all concurrent timelines as above, so below. And so sometimes we kind of get some resonating energy that might be a pop quiz. And so I think for a lot of people that have that when they get kind of misty or get teary-eyed is that there maybe this pop quiz was something that's going to be kind of assisting me today, or maybe a person who's in another country or in another place that's having an automatic response that's feels like crying, right? And it could have been past life energy. So those are some things right there, but just know that it's a pop quiz. It's already done. If it's a past life or future life, or even this life, you can just kind of acknowledge it. Get your tears. Sometimes those tears are good, right? Sometimes those tears are like detoxifying, right? Your eyes and just showing that softness and that gentling of spirit when you're in a location and you're like, I don't even know why I'm doing this. Well, there's been some resonating energy or some frequencies there that match something that might be yours as well, and then you just kind of feel misty-eyed, right? Or past life, present life, or future life, or any other life, right? So the next one we're going to talk about is our thoughts. So pop quizzes come in when things start maybe getting a little bit edgy, right? Or a little bit It could be when you're like having fun, or it could be with your friends, and all of a sudden something comes up into your thinking mind, and you already know that kind of that band of energy or those frequencies. You might notice sometimes when you go into these ideas with pop quizzes, you may be vibrating in a lower place. You might have gone into some like little silly rabbit hole, right? Some disharmonious energy, non beneficial energy. You may have, in some ways, you might have had some attachments with some other entities or energies or parallel experiences or any AI energy, any of the electromagnetic stuff is kind of filtering through our bodies. So we have a lot of energy, and even from the sky, from coming in, we have the all these different solar flares and a lot of energy that's pounding, pounding, pounding on the planet, right? And we're like thinking, why am I so moody? Why am I so tired? What's wrong with me? Why do I look creepy? But sometimes these energies, we can't really see it, right? We can't see it, and we can't really identify it, but we can just say that there might be some thoughts that come through our mind that are non-beneficial and not helpful. They are a bad no, 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 no. We don't want that, right? And so sometimes people just get these attachments or these different energies. When I was back in Houston, I used to do a lot of the psychic fairs, and then there was this one person that came up to me for an Akashic reading, and I just saw this big blob of an entity right there, and I was like, I could do that, right? But I just said, go to that guy over there. He's a Reiki guy. He'll totally get it read. He just come back. Yeah, just because I could have done it, but I just said go to him. He does it really well. He'll clear you of everything that's going on, and then you can come back to me. And I can't remember if she came back to me. I don't even know, but I just knew she needed help. So when we're looking at pop quizzes, we might just feel something different in our thinking mind or in our body. See, the body could take the impact of those thoughts that come in that may not be ours, right? And so we really want to focus on that and just acknowledge at that very moment where you're starting to feel a dip in your vibration or a dip in your frequencies, is you just start noticing that that there may be something else that's happening. If it's not like a body effect, like right now I've got a right eye situation. I've got a right eye, but it's not really interfering the rest of my body. But there it is. But sometimes we get information through the body that may suggest, even if you're looking at your thoughts and you're looking at other entities that may be coming in, you might even start talking to your subconscious, to source, to God, and see what energy or what kind of response that you might get. And so it's going to be really easy. So I think for right now, we might just go ahead and do a little bit of releasing energies right now. Let's see where we're at with our time. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of releasing of I'm just going to put it in one big bag of, yucky. Okay, we're going to put all that energy in. That might be some of the energies. We're going to focus this on thoughts, right? The internal meter of our beautiful preciousness. And so we're doing some releasing energy right now. I use my hands. I could do pendulum, but I really like using my body because it's just fun and interesting. So we're going to go ahead and just do a blanket dissolving of energies that are non-beneficial, that could create a disturbance in the beautiful body that you have, right? And then just noticing how it feels as we're still releasing. So we're releasing this. Anybody that's watching this, it could be even, we're not doing it live, but you can just have that same experience, is that you can notice when things start going a little bit different, right? And you're like perfect, and then all of a sudden it's like resting, what face. Okay, so we're still getting some energy here. So we're still releasing any other kind of electromagnetic energies, any kind of AI energies, any kind of just any non-beneficial, any archon energy, any kind of the galactic energies that are non-beneficial and not helpful, and any other kind of states of energy that are not benefiting your beautiful presence of life. So now, okay, so we clear that. So now we're just creating a beautiful new space, right? A beautiful new space of possibility, creativity, happiness, joy, fun, pleasure, and wisdom and intelligence. So when we start releasing some things, when these pop quizzes come in, so we're complete with that. When we get these pop quizzes coming in, these are some things that you might consider, right? and don't make it a big deal. I kind of did for a little bit. Now I don't anymore. But anyway, so happy that you're here, and namaste.